Welcome to Tang Talk, where we talk about anything and everything all at once. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of social media conversation. I'm with a content creator who is a dear friend of mine. Her name is Anthia Mo.
Hi, guys.
We met in 2018.
I know, so long ago, 5 years.
It goes by pretty fast.
Yeah. I feel like I changed so much since then.
And she came in for a music video audition because we had a casting call. And the role that you play, Anthea, is a very important role. You play my ex-girlfriend. The ex-girlfriend that I was engaged to for, I was with her for 10 years. She was my high school sweetheart. And that's who you were casted for. That's a huge
I
responsibility.
know, and you got it tatted on your arm and everything.
Look, Superpower.
Superpower.
That's our first music video, Superpower.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's also like a turning point in my life. I'm so happy that I met you.
Oh, me too. Because
Yeah.
you just moved here to LA.
Yeah, so I just moved to LA. I was like fresh off the boat from Boston.
fresh off the boat fresh off the plane.
Fresh off the plane. And I went to an audition, and it was you and Brad, and I auditioned to be your girlfriend.
And the most interesting thing was I believe we had like 20 girls lined up to audition to play my girlfriend. And I was very specific with who we cast because I was with my ex-girlfriend for over 10 years. And I remember there's lots of, tug of wars, like pushing and pulling. There was lots of fighting, but there's so much love there because I love her. And a lot of people don't notice that follow me. They don't realize, because I'm gay and I'm open, but they don't realize who I was in my teens and my 20s, that I was in the closet all my life. And I was trying so hard to be straight. And I lived in Oklahoma, so it's a little bit more of a reserve state and more religious and everything. So I had a hard time being myself without being judged. So I forced myself to be straight as much as possible. I fought everything. Like I literally go like, if I just keep holding it out, I can do this, And but you can't deny who you are. And that's why people get confused when I say I was in a relationship with a girl, because you can love someone without being sexually attracted. And love and sexual attraction are two different things. And I actually love her. She was my best friend. And I want to, pay homage to her, show her love and respect by casting someone who really portray her in, the right light that she should be in. So not to compare you to her or anything like that.
No, I know.
But you are an actress.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for me to, you have to play roles, right?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel some type of way to act different characters when you're an actor? Because I know like with, being a content creator and influencers, we're always told to be ourselves, right? But being an actress, you have to play someone else.
I actually like it.
You
like
do?
I feel like, I've been doing it for so long, so it just comes like easier for me.
I've seen you in other music videos too.
Oh yeah.
Not only in my music videos, but you appear in other people's music videos as well.
Yeah,
So-
I've done some other stuff too.
So the interesting thing is during Superpower, we have to kiss.
Yeah.
And so we kiss many times, every time action, the director says action, we start kissing.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable kissing on camera?
So I feel like in the beginning when we first kissed, it made me a little nervous because obviously I was like new and everything. But I feel like for a lot of your music videos, we make out a lot. So I got used to it. And I feel like making out with you, it's fine because,
Well, you were in my music video, Superpower.
Yeah.
Then you came back for the prequel, which is called Midnight.
Yeah.
Then we brought you in for Give Me What I Want.
Yeah.
And then we brought you back again for Wicked.
Yeah,
AF.
I love that I've been a part of all your, like a lot of your music videos. Yeah.
All of them. And we kiss in most of them.
We kiss in most, like 99% of them.
Yeah. and you know how many people message me? They'll DM me and they'll go like, wait, I thought he is gay. Why is he kissing a girl? He's pretending to be someone he's not. Is he not proud to be gay? Is he straight baiting? Is he trying to pretend to be someone he's not? He's not being authentic. And I feel like I constantly have to like tell people the story. Like, I used to have a girlfriend. This song is about my ex-girlfriend, And it's very interesting to have to repeat it. But when you're a songwriter and you tell stories through music video, I want it to be authentic. I want to tell my true story because not everyone fits in the box, a label. Like, just because, you might identify as gay now doesn't mean you've always been gay.
Yeah.
So, and sexual identification is very difficult and challenging for a lot of people to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, people might not understand this. So every time I post our music video, from now on, I have to always put it in my caption to let them know I was once in a relationship with a girl to try to explain.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
It's funny because our audiences are different. I get messages about people being like, is that your new boyfriend?
Really?
Yes. So it's just funny how like it's just different people ask, they think differently.
Because a lot of my audiences are women who have followed me for beauty and hair, and your audience are mainly
Male. Well, I have, yeah, like,
a combination of both. But
yeah, a
is
combination of both
it
now.
more men?
It's more men. I have like 70% men now and like 30% female.
So-
but it's like 32%.
Does it affect your audience when they see you kiss a man? Do they say
Yes, I think that does affect my audience a little bit, but I feel like I've told a lot of people I'm like, guy is gay. So
like he's gay?
like back in the day, I was like, guy is gay. And
Yeah.
I think most of the time that we've worked together, I've been in a relationship.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I
And your
think-
boyfriends have been okay. With,
Yeah, my exes were, I think, most of my exes were okay.
Well, when you're dating someone who's an actress and a model,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to play that character, you have to be okay with it, right?
Yeah,
Because my husband's okay. He said, "Oh, you're kissing Anthony, whatever." He doesn't care.
yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of people who are in relationships, they get really jealous,
Mm.
and to me, it's like we're acting.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, I personally think I'm an amazing kisser.
I think you're great.
Thank you. You're great too.
Thank you.
I think which one do you think we made out the most in? Was it Give Me What I Want, or was it
No, I feel like it was the one where you cheated on me with Seamus.
Oh, Midnight?
Yes, Midnight. I feel like we made out a lot in Midnight.
Because that was a 3-day shoot.
It was like a 3-scene, yeah.
Okay, the first one was I'm a football player in the football field, and you're a cheerleader.
Yeah, I was a
right?
cheerleader, uh-huh.
That was day one. And
Yeah.
then day two was, where were we? Was it at
We
the party?
were, oh no, the party was third. I think the second was like, we were at the cafe, like eating.
Oh,
I was wearing the super, like, the jean jacket, the red little skirt with, like, the bow in my hair. You, like, grabbed me, slammed me against the piano. It was hot.
Oh no, it was a jukebox. It was a jukebox.
Oh, it was a jukebox.
Well, I was trying to channel who I was back in high school and who I was, in my 20s. Like I was trying so hard to be this, romantic man who give a girl everything she wants, and because I try so hard to be straight back then. I was like, what does a girl want? With that being said, because I know you're blonde and you're Asian, does it affect your choice on your appearance, like because of your audience and how they want you to look, or what it's beneficial to your platform? Do you feel like you choose to have a certain aesthetic to attract your audience, or what are
So, yeah, before I became blonde, I really do think that I wanted to be like more popular or have more engagement, and I felt like the way that I could do that was to dye my hair blonde and maybe like dress a certain way or like act differently. But now that I am blonde, I just feel like I need to dress more classier.
Oh.
So today I'm wearing like a classy dress.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I'm trying to be classier.
So does you said you went blonde to get higher engagement. Do you think it helped give you higher engagement?
Yes, I think it gave me a lot of jobs. So the first time that I walked for New York Fashion Week was when I had blonde hair. And that's when they asked me to walk for Forever 21. And that's how I got to walk for Adore Me, which is a really big lingerie company. I feel like that was like the breakthrough of my career. Like that was like the ultimate goal, because I've already been on billboards in like Times Square. So I felt like the runway thing is amazing to me because I'm 4'11". And then I was also able to get booked for a lot of like e-com stuff. I feel like the only thing that probably slowed down was the beauty. I think I got booked way more beauty and commercial print stuff when I had dark hair.
So dark hair gave you more commercial work?
Commercial work, yes.
And then blonde hair gave you more...
Glam work, like modeling and like e-com and like influencer work.
Wow.
But the thing is, like, I love doing commercial print. You can make a lot of money, but I feel like influencing is probably the easiest out of all three. Like commercial print, fashion modeling, beauty, like influencing is like so consistent, a lot of money, like you just like base off of your social media, so it's the easiest in my opinion.
Do you feel like you get hit on more as a blonde? Or
Yes.
really?
I feel like I get hit on like all the time.
Wow. Why do you think
Yes.
that is?
I think my hair is so bright.
And
well,
so
obviously because I'm hot.
it just because you're the light and you're attracted.
No,
more
I think it's probably because maybe not a lot of people see like blonde Asians out a lot. So, and my hair is so bright because you made it like such a pretty color that it's like very, if you like look around, it just pops. So I
Yeah.
think that's probably why I get hit on more.
You know what's interesting? A lot of people, we have this discussion with a lot of, people I meet regarding like our aesthetic, how we look reflects how we get treated.
Yes.
Right. So, for example, when I have short hair,
Mm-hmm.
more, your typical
Man or
yeah,
guy.
I just look like a
yeah.
typical
Dude.
I just look typical, but for some reason I get hit on a lot more as a gay man by other guys.
Oh, okay.
But when I grew my hair long, no guy ever hit on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's different in the gay world because I
Yes.
think, because I don't know how it is, but it's like the toxic masculinity because gay men are attracted to a certain type of men usually.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the long hair is not seen as sexy or masculine or whatever the traditional look that they're looking for.
Yeah.
But I had to deal with a lot of internalized reflecting. Like I had to reflect on myself, like, okay, why did I want to grow my hair long? Is this for me or is it for other people?
Mm-hmm.
And I even had people leave horrible comments, like a lot of people just tell me I like you better with short hair. They'll tell me they like me better because I look more like a man with short hair. And so I felt so bad that I almost cut my hair off because I felt like I was having an identity crisis. But my hair grew out during the pandemic, right? Over the
I remember I turned blonde. You started growing your hair out.
yeah, and
It's been like 2 years.
I personally like it because I learn more about hair,
Yeah.
having long hair. I get to tell my clients like, how to take care of their own hair because I understand the struggles of tying it up,
Yeah.
sweating, having flyaways, breakage.
Yeah.
So I'm able to be a better hairstylist because I have long hair. Because when I have short hair, I don't know what it's like to wear long hair. So how am I telling you how to wear your hair?
Yeah.
So I feel like having long hair give me that lived experience to live to tell. But all the mean comments. I mean, okay, first of all, I'm sharing with you as a man with long hair my challenges. Have you ever thought about being a girl with short hair, like a pixie cut?
I don't want a pixie cut.
Do you think that it would take away your powers or?
I feel like it would make me more uncomfortable in my day-to-day life. But you know what? I feel like it'd be cute, like for a wig, for like a photo shoot idea.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could live with a short hair like that because I've just never been that type of girl in
Yeah.
my life. I've just always had like. Yeah, I think the shortest hair I had was actually here. This is cute, but I feel like up to here is too short. Like this is cute, like a shoulder length, like a little bob. That's cute. I would do that.
Do you feel like a lot of straight men are more attracted to long hair, right?
You know what? When I was younger, it's crazy. I feel like before I modeled, a lot of my exes would always be like, "Oh, like I want you to have long hair, long thick hair," and then I'm like, "Ew, like." You can't like me for who I am. But then, like, I just feel like everyone wears extensions. Like, I realize that it's just, like, what guys want you to do that, like, you don't need to listen to them. There's plenty of other people that like other looks,
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm glad that they told me that. So then for me to realize, like, hey, like, I shouldn't be insecure just because someone's telling me that I need this. Like, I should do something for myself. Like, for my face shape, I feel like too long of hair is bad. Like, I feel like too thick of hair is not cute either because my face is small. So I need something, like, in between. Like, this length is good.
That's a good length.
And this is, like, a good, like...
You like the in-between, not
the
too
in-between,
long,
not too
short.
long, not too short, and not too thick.
It's interesting how hair, people say it's just hair, but it's really not just hair.
Hair's
really,
everything.
it is everything because it gives us confidence. It's also our identity.
Yes. So, like I said, I did do a lot of beauty photography. I mean, not photography, like modeling for beauty. And I always thought that the most important component was like the makeup artist, right? But actually, I believe now in photo shoots that the most important, well, obviously everyone coming together is the most important, but hair is very important. Like the flyaways, like hair is just so important. You need to have a hairstylist.
Because hair is the one thing you can't take off.
No.
Like
yeah.
when you wash your face, your makeup comes off. When you take off your clothes, you go home, you still have your hair with you. You're in the shower naked, your hair is attached to you. So our hair is a huge part of our identity. And so when you get a huge haircut or something, changes, it can be traumatizing because it's something that gives you like that safety, that feeling of like this is you.
Yeah.
Because that's why I always speak up about hair, because a lot of people always think it's not that big of a deal, because if someone messed up my haircut, like one time I was in a different place, I went to someone else to cut my hair and they cut my hair way too short. I was crying because I felt like I didn't feel confident. I don't feel like me.
Yeah.
So until you're ready for change, like, maybe go red or go dark.
Yeah.
That's up to you. Only you know when you're ready to evolve,
exactly. I know I'm going to have to go dark eventually, but I'm just going to live my little ABG era.
ABG era. What's
My
interesting?
ABG
The
era.
ABG era, that started like in the 90s, right? The late
Yeah.
90s,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And everyone was going blind. A lot of people don't know what the ABG era is, but it's Asian baby girl.
Yeah, it's Asian baby girl.
Is there an Asian baby boy? No, just baby girl.
I mean, I feel like there can be a b-boy, like a
b-boy,
like the
Asian bad boy,
like the Asian bad boys, like the ones that like can like dance, like do
spin
like
on,
the spin on their head, breakdancing.
Yeah,
yes,
breakdancing. You like spin on their head.
I actually took a breakdancing class before. It
Oh,
was
really?
fun,
You didn't spin on your head, did you?
No, I can't do that. That's too hard.
Well, being an influencer or content creator, which one would you rather be called?
I feel like I would rather be called an influencer.
Really?
I don't know why.
Oh, because I've talked to so many people, because there's a stigma that comes with the word influencer, and people that because people roll their eyes at influencers these days. But you're okay with it. You're okay with it.
I mean, honestly, it is what it is, and that's the truth. I am an influence. I don't really like. People are like, "What do you influence?" Like, honestly, I don't really.
No, whoever you influence is who you.
No, honestly, I'm trying. I used to try to influence like younger Asian girls to like try to achieve anything they wanted to do. Like I wanted to show people that, hey, look, I'm short and I can model. I can get this far.
You said short. Like, what was your height again?
I'm 4'11".
4'11"
and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you feel like, did you struggle with confidence with being shorter?
I feel like no, until I started modeling. And that's when I realized that I got denied and rejected from a lot of agencies because of my height. But I'm still able to make it because I got accepted into other agencies still that, like, I feel like people reject you, but you should use that as a lesson and to keep pushing forward, because there's still other people that will believe in you. So I feel like it's possible, like your height, your look, whatever it is that's stopping you from doing whatever you think it is. Like, I was not cute. I mean, I was cute when I was young, but I wasn't like, like that cute. Like, but
I'm sure you're
I mean, I was cute, but I feel like it's really your drive and determination more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is that, we've talked about diversity and representation with our ethnicity and gender and everything like that, but no one really talks about height when it comes to diversity and representation. Because I don't know how you feel about this, because I never asked you about this, but I know that people normalize height as a preference that they could put out there. But I also feel that there's a heightism, which is almost like body shaming someone's height, because when you tell someone like, I'm not attracted to you because of your height or whatever, that's something they can't control. They can't make themselves taller. I mean, I know there's an operation for it, that they stretch your legs,
Your
but that's
knees,
yeah, that's like a year process.
Yeah, it's a year process.
And also you have to retrain your body. And so do you feel like body shaming when it comes to height? Like, what are your thoughts on it? Because you're saying like you're lacking opportunities.
So I feel like I used to hate that I was tiny, because in my family everyone is like 5'5" and up. Besides my mom, she's 5'2". So I'm really, really short, like in my whole family. I have 2 sisters and a brother, and so for the girls to be taller, I'm like, they should be modeling instead of me. But I realized that it's something that I have to live with. So I don't really think about other things anymore. I'm just like, you know what? I'm sure I'm going to live the best to my ability. Like, who cares?
As people who are taller do get ahead because of there's a height privilege, because they're seen as more authoritative and leaders and stuff like that. So for men, it's a struggle.
I think that's true.
And I know you're sharing your struggle as a woman being shorter for modeling world, but for men and everyday life, you're being judged of your manhood, because it's so normalized to discriminate on someone's height when they're a man, to be like, oh, I don't like this certain type of height on a certain type of man. And when you put that out there, it's kind of hurtful sometimes when certain guys are not of what you see fits your standard.
Yeah, that is sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's like I embrace. I'm attracted to all heights. That's why my husband is 5'3", and I think he's sexy and sweet.
Yeah, he looks very sexy.
Yeah. Let's see here. Do you feel like you have struggles with staying relevant on social media? Do you feel like you have to evolve?
Yes, I do. I feel like the blonde really helped me. That I feel like turning blonde really helped my engagement. It really gave me more determination to make more like videos and try to like post more often, because I felt like I was getting good feedback from like the pictures or the videos. So I feel like I love being blonde. It does help a lot.
But how do you feel about being burnt out? Because when we're constantly racing and chasing, for likes and followers and comments and stuff, like, do you post things for engagement or do you post things because you like it?
Okay, I post things for engagement.
Okay.
I used to post things because I like it. Now I post for engagement and for money.
Oh, because it's a job to you.
Yeah, it's a job. So I basically get paid for the posts that I do. So I'll post if I'm getting paid, and I'll post if it's approved.
So you have to get it approved?
Yeah, with like some brands I work with.
So you have to show them what you're posting.
Yes.
And then they have to approve
Sometimes it takes like 1 day to like 7 days to get an answer back. Sometimes, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So for me, I've always, posted what I like. And for a long time, I felt like I had to, for example, I had to, be the hair guy everybody wants me to be. So I only post hair.
Yeah.
And then I realized I wasn't being myself. I realized how important it is to show my husband, show my dogs, show my music, show me, and talk, because I felt like I was losing my identity within, how people saw me, perceive me as a hairstylist. And then I felt like my job is my identity. And I felt like I was losing my identity.
My identity.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know, right? Well, that's the thing. I felt like I was losing my identity to it. So that's why it was really important for me. This 2023 was the year where I go, you know what? I'm going to post more of me talking on TikTok, talking about what I believe in, like fighting for, social injustices and speaking up on stuff. Like, even for me, like, you follow me on TikTok, so you see the stuff I post.
Yeah.
And I don't even care if the likes are low. I don't even care if I get engagement or not. But it took me a long time to get here. That's why, what's interesting is that we're night and day.
Yeah.
What we do is totally different.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to get to a place where you can just post whatever you want?
Yes, I do. And I think I could do that on my if I start a YouTube channel, or maybe on TikTok. But I do really treat Instagram like it's a job. Like I see a lot of people posting like whatever they want, and I wish I could do that. But I just feel like for my page, I really want like the engagement so I can make more money off of it. I just look at it like a business kind of.
Yeah. Well, because
which is sad.
No, it's not sad. You're in a different journey in your life. And that's the thing. We're all in a different place in our life. So I can't judge you. You can't judge me. And because you will get there when you get there.
Yeah.
You have to go through this cycle, this journey, and then when you finally reach that place in your life and you're ready to post, pictures of yourself eating lunch and not care, then that's when you're ready. But you really have to live through this experience, because I was like that too. Like for the 7 years ago, I felt like I had to post hair all the time, which is fine. It served its time. But evolution is really important, because what was hard for me was every time I think of Instagram, I think of, oh, it's a job. And I didn't want to think of it as a job. I want to be able to go on there and look back and scroll down my feed and be proud of who how much I've grown. Like a photo album.
Yeah.
You want to look through your photo album and be proud. But a lot of
Yeah.
people are afraid to post themselves on Instagram. Is because your Instagram becomes like your job.
Your like portfolio.
Your portfolio.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why it's like, oh, if people see you talking about something political or something personal, then they might not hire you.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, because you lose opportunities because you post something too personal. Then all of a sudden they just want you to be very surface. And I hope that would change, but I think that you have to live through your life's journey until your brand becomes more than
what it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Until I feel comfortable.
But the thing is, I every time I do see you on my feed, I make sure I hit like.
Oh yeah, I like your stuff
Yeah.
too. I'm like, I'm always supporting you.
Well, it's hard because a lot of times our friends don't support us on social media, and I realize sometimes I forget too because I'll be at a stop sign or a stoplight and I'll see something and I forget to click like and it disappears.
Yeah.
So I don't want my friends to think I'm not supporting them. But it's not that I should be looking at my phone while I'm driving. But sometimes that red light is there for a long time.
I know what you're talking about.
In LA, sometimes like, why is this light red for like 3 minutes? You know? But you know what I mean? It's like supporting our friends it's very important, because it's what keeps us going. And because a lot of times the people that are the closest to you don't support you sometimes. Do you feel that way?
Yeah. But then I also don't expect all my friends to always like my photos because I know how annoying it can be, like me popping up half naked on your feed like every day. Like I get it, So that's why I always do the hashtags. Like I don't really care. My sisters, like, they never like my stuff, but I don't really care because I'm just like, I know they support me in real life.
You're not treating it personally because
I treat it like a job.
It's a job
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really, I'm glad you brought that up because so many of us look at social media differently. For you, it's a job. For me, is personal.
I try not to let it get so personal because I used to be so into it and it gets me worked up. And now that I'm treating it like a job, I can just be like, okay, I can post these days and just like not be as active on it. So I'm not so absorbed into social media.
I feel like it's healthy to disconnect too.
Yeah.
And that's what you're able to do.
I'm trying to disconnect.
And here we are on this podcast being personal, talk about everything.
I know.
Do you feel like it take away your powers by being so honest about it on this podcast?
No, I don't. Me talking about social media, no.
Because nobody really cares because
no. I feel like everyone knows they have their own opinion. Everyone knows that everyone thinks differently. And yeah.
Yeah. That it takes a lot of confidence to say what you say because you're not afraid of being judged.
Yeah, I don't really care, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I feel like...
Because the thing is, like, we always feel like we have to feed this algorithm, right? Because, 5 years ago, Instagram was so different. Have you noticed that?
Yes. I feel like Instagram low-key was better before because there was, like, less people. It was easier to grow, but there was just, like, less influencers. And I feel like now it's super, like, saturated. Like, I feel like before I was super happy to be an influencer, and now I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm an influencer, I guess.
well, because they treat everybody the same, right? They don't.
I mean, I don't know about treating everyone the same. I just feel like there's so many that it's not like
diluted. You feel like
I feel like it's diluted now.
And with TikTok and so many of these applications, they're too busy trying to compete with each other that they're not really catering to their customers or users who are on the platform. So then they're switching up the algorithm. Now you always have to post videos because pictures are not enough. Because when you post pictures, nobody sees it.
Yeah.
Versus when you post
videos.
Reel. Yeah.
But it's crazy because when I submit to some things, I need the pictures. And then I'm like, dang, I wish that this video was a picture that I could submit because this video is fire, but I can't submit this video. So it's weird.
You need the photo, but the photo gets low engagement.
Yes.
Now. Isn't that strange?
Yes.
The same thing for me with hair. I have to have the photos of the hair because they need to use it for prints and they need to use it for, like banners and posters. You need the photos.
Yeah.
But because it doesn't get engagement, nobody cares to do it because everyone's seeking the engagement.
Of the reels.
Yeah. You know what? For me, for my mental health, I'm so glad that I'm at a place where I was like, I turn off all the likes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could tell, but I turn it off because I don't
You
want,
like that? Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't want people to see it. I don't want people to judge me on my numbers.
Yeah.
I want me to show my content because I know like the corporations and the businesses, they like to look at your numbers.
Yeah.
I was like, don't look at my numbers. I'm here posting purposeful things that mean something to me, you know? So have you heard of shadow banned?
Yes.
Do you think that's real?
Yes.
Do you feel, because sometimes I feel like I got shadow banned for some reason.
Yeah, I feel like when my TikTok got banned, it was shadow banned for a while, and then one video went viral, and then I still feel like I'm kind of shadow banned. But
yeah, it's so annoying because it feels like you can have all these followers, but nobody sees it because they don't
promote your content out
they
there.
don't promote, because you got shadow banned, and then you try to confront
even
them.
Instagram.
Yeah,
I feel like I get shadow banned.
It's almost like a game. You have to play the game or something, and it's so annoying because I miss the days when it was more authentic.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in like 5 or 10 years? Like seriously, because you were talking about where you are now. You're 29. You're almost 30.
Oh my gosh! Don't tell people. Cut that out. I'm 24. I'm 24. Everyone.
You look young.
Okay, so I feel like in 5 to 10 years, I want to make a business. I think I want to make two: one for fun, one for like a real business. I'm not gonna say what it is.
No, you can't tell people.
I'm not gonna tell anyone.
No, I saw a meme that says like, don't tell people where you're planning to be because they'll try to sabotage it. That's what I read.
Yeah. Oh, like the evil.
A meme popped up and said like, don't tell people where you're going.
Yeah.
Just get there and then be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they said that the more people know about your plans, it gives them,
they give you the evil eye.
Yeah, they'll try to sabotage it.
But also, I feel like, yes, I do kind of believe in the evil eye, but I also believe in like God. So I do believe that God will make it happen for me, or I will make it happen and He will help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I do believe in evil eye, but it's also your like determination and how you go about it too. Yeah. And I think I want to invest in a lot of things. I want to eventually do like a bunch of real estate investments so that I can just sit back and relax.
Do you feel like you're respected because of how people tend to objectify you on social media? Or do they look at you a certain way at all on social media?
Okay, this is what I think. I don't think that I get the respect from my social media. I think that when people see me, they're like, oh, she's like another like hot girl on Instagram. But I don't think that people per se would respect me. I feel like sometimes when they see me doing commercial stuff, they respect me, or when they see that I have other stuff going for me, like I have other talents, like I'm a dancer before a model, I feel like then they respect me. But when they first glance at my Instagram, I don't think that the first thing they think about is respect.
Do you have more male friends or girlfriends?
I have more girlfriends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why is that?
Okay, so I used to have more male friends when I was in Massachusetts. Actually, you know what? I had a lot of girlfriends there too, actually. No, I always had a lot of girlfriends, but I was more friendly with guys back then. And I think it's because I had like an innocent mindset. Like I never thought like, oh, like they would ever like try to hook up with me. It was just like super innocent. We were all just friends. I was like friendly with everybody. So I have a lot of friends from back home. But then ever since moving here and being like an influencer and living the LA lifestyle, I feel like now I have more girlfriends. I feel like I can just rely on the girls more. I feel like they're kind of like a boyfriend to me. I mean, not like a boyfriend, not like exactly like a boyfriend, but I feel like I can really rely on them. Like they will really have my
like
back.
Camaraderie.
Exactly. Like if I have my period, like maybe some of them might drop off some chocolates at my house. Like it's cute. Like I love having my girlfriends.
Yeah. They do that? They
yeah.
drop
like
off chocolates for you?
They will like give me one of my girlfriends. I love weed. And one of my girlfriends, she gifted me a like a little YSL lighter. It was really cute. So I feel like I love having the girlfriends, the guy friends. Being me now, I feel like it's harder to have guy friends just because you never know exactly what their intentions are, and you have to be very aware. Like I had someone tell me, like if you go into business with anyone, if you do anything with anyone, you have to ask yourself what is their intention, because now you have to look at yourself like a businesswoman. Not everyone's going to treat you for what
Yeah.
you've done. They're gonna treat you for what you look like.
Well, I get to know you outside of your social media because we spend so much time together because you're also my client.
Yes.
So you spend hours in my chair where we talk and we get vulnerable. We talk about food. We talk about being Asian. We talk about our struggles, being on social media. I get to see a more vulnerable side to you that is more like undressed, where people see you all, because you come to me without, your hair fixed and, you'll just wear like whatever.
Like whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so I get to see you more undone and I get to know you as a person. And that's why I get very protective over you.
Aw.
And I have an emotional connection to you. I don't know, it's only because you play my ex-girlfriend. But like sometimes when I think about, our journey in our friendship, I get emotional.
Yeah, I
and-
know. I love, you know what, when I first met you, so back then, 5 years ago, even though I feel like it wasn't that long, it's kind of long ago, the influencer world was so different. So it was like all the YouTubers, you were
Yeah.
super popular as a YouTuber, super famous. Like there was not a lot of poppin' like people like on YouTube, on social media in general, and you were super, super famous. And I felt like one thing that I loved about you and what made me keep sticking with you and becoming friends with you is the fact that you were so humble. I remember also meeting other people that were really famous, not as famous as you, but well, back then. But I remember being like, this is like what I want to do. I want to get a lot of followers. Like I want to see what I can do out of this. And you inspired me because other people would be so mean. They would talk down to me.
Really?
And I would be intimidated. So I feel like I didn't really have a voice till maybe a couple years ago. But I feel like when I talked to you, you're super humble. You really inspired me to be. I was like, wow, like people are so nice. Like I can't believe you're so nice. That you were doing like, you gave me like 4 things of extensions. Like you were like, you have to look hot for my music video. I was like, oh my God. And you told me to come early. You did all the extensions yourself for the music video.
I color your wigs.
You colored my wigs for the
like
second music video.
2 wigs, and then a
wigs.
third one. Like
Yeah.
I did a lot of things.
Yeah, you did a lot. And I just adore you.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. That means a lot to
I always
me.
tell everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a friendship that is hard to explain.
Yeah.
And I'm always so proud of you when I see you on camera because you just work it. Do you ever strive to like win like awards or get a nominate for certain categories and things like that?
I would want to. I have before for dance. So I feel like recently I've been like, something's missing. That's why I'm trying to seek this something new. That's why I'm like, okay, it's not influencing. Like maybe I've run this track. Maybe I could go a little further, but there's something that I feel like I need more of, and I need to figure that out.
I'll share with you an experience, and this is from my experience. I have been nominated before for so many awards. I have won many hair awards. And what I have discovered through this lifetime is that a lot of it's very political. It's like scratch my back and I'll scratch yours type of thing. It's like when you're beneficial to them, whether it's your followers or they made money off of you, then all of a sudden you win all these awards. But when you stop wanting to do business or stop letting people use you, all of a sudden you don't get nominated anymore or you don't win any awards. And it becomes like, wait, all of a sudden I became invisible because you can't benefit from me. So I start not wanting, like, I didn't really care about those things anymore because I know a lot of us as content creators, we strive to like win awards and have all these accolades, but it's a political game, and I just don't want to play that game. Because,
I agree.
You know what I mean?
A lot of it is political. Yeah.
And that's why for me, I validate myself by knowing like, hey, I'm good enough. I don't need this. I don't need this award to feel validated because you can actually buy your own award online. Did you know that? You go online, search for these awards.
Guy Tang's girlfriend.
Yeah. Like, yes, I'm the Guy Tang's girlfriend.
I'm the Guy Tang's wife. Sorry, Elmar.
Yes, the award of the best girlfriend or whatever. You could, and then you just engrave it in there, and then it's like
cute.
$45 or $65. You make your
I
own
should get
award.
that for my friends. Like,
Yeah, that's why.
Anthea's bestie.
Yeah, but seriously, the thing is, like, so many of us, like, work so hard. Like, we bleed, sweat, tears, like everything, just to to try to win these awards, and sometimes it really doesn't mean anything. So whether you enter something and you didn't win is not that big of a deal. Don't take it personal. It doesn't mean you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I always tell people, don't take these things personal. It's all political.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't care if people put me on the cover or people publish my stuff. I don't really care anymore because
it is. A lot of this stuff is political.
It's very
You have to know the people. For like music videos, I was a part of a music video. I feel like I had to like flirt with like the producer a little bit. Like, you know, I was only on set for like 2 hours of like an 11-hour set. And they put me in a lot of it, but I felt like I had to be super friendly and like.
And that's just, it's the same thing. Well, we're in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right. So for one, if you want to be a main cast of a reality show, whatever, it's like, and I always joke about this. Like, I was like, do I have to get out my knee pads? You know, do I have to get out be on my knees or something? And I was like, no, I don't want to do that because that's like, for me, I know what I'm capable of, and I know my worth. So I said, I'm not going to do that. But I've seen so many people do that. They get out their knee pads, and they do the deed. They do what they got to do to, you know, get what they
want.
Yeah, and that's fine because if it works for them, they're happy with it. That's great. But for me, I was like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to pull out the knee pads. You know what I mean by the knee pads, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't. But the thing is, if that's what whoever wants to do, that's great for them. But I just didn't want to do that because I'm in my 40s. I'm tired.
Yeah. You're like, I'm done.
I'm tired. Okay. So, but seriously, like, that's something that I see so many people. They feel so down about themselves. It's because they didn't get nominated or they didn't win something. I was like, it's okay. It's not you. You're awesome. Remember that it's all a political game, you know, so don't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not pressed on getting award. I feel like I've accomplished a lot. I just need to do like the next step. Like I need to like.
Don't be pressed over it. I like that. Don't be pressed over it.
Yeah, don't be pressed over it.
You know, validate ourselves. You know what's interesting is I used to say, you know, we don't need validation. All we need is parking validation. But
oh my God.
I used to say that because I realized
so you do need parking validation. The
do.
parking is so expensive.
Oh my God. Now like $23.
I know, for like 5 minutes, like 30 minutes. Like what?
And then there's valet.
There's valet, and then I get it validated, and it's still $20. And I'm like, what? Did you validate $3?
Because I don't feel validated.
Yeah, I don't feel validated either.
Yeah, and then because even after you get validated, you still have to pay, I don't know, $14 instead of $24.
Yes,
okay,
it's a lot.
But you know, coming from Massachusetts and coming from Oklahoma for myself, we never had to pay for parking. That's why I always tell people. I'll give you an example. A lot of hairstylists from all parts of the country will say like, oh, how much do you charge your clients? I don't want to talk about it because people don't understand that we have to charge more here in LA or West Hollywood because the living cost is so high. $24 for parking, or some places are $30 for parking. So not only do you have to pay for parking to go to work, so we know that there's so many stereotypes being Asian. Okay. And every time you're in my chair, we talk about this, you know, because you and I both grew up Asian.
Yeah.
And you've seen the trending videos that's going all over TikTok where you see a bunch of, you know, Asian girls and even gay Asian men dismiss Asian men.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, so I've seen a lot of those videos. Actually, I don't know why it keeps popping on my For You page. But there's
too.
like you. Like, I feel like I've seen all these people talk about I saw
internalized racism.
Yeah,
right?
so basically the video is showing a girl, multiple girls actually, maybe like 5 different girls saying that, oh, quote, and I quote, this is not me saying it, that they like the white men and they don't like Asians because it looks like their brother or something.
Yeah.
I have a brother.
You do?
I do have a brother.
Just one brother?
Just one brother. He's 2 years older than me. Like my siblings and I are very close in age, and like we're very close in general. But I don't think that whenever I date Asian men that they look like my brother. I don't.
So where does this come from that people?
I mean, I'm sure people think that way. You know what? When I was young, I will say that there was not a lot of Asians around me. I was brought up in an all-white community, so there was maybe like 5 Asians, and the Asian selection for like males wasn't very high. It was literally like my brother and maybe 2 other Asians in my grade. But they were like very different. They didn't look like anyone from like California. They didn't look like it was just like nerdy. I mean, I was nerdy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
You're-
I was very nerdy like growing up too.
How were you nerdy?
Just because I was an Asian in a white school.
Oh, I didn't know that. So do
Yeah.
you dress differently or something?
Or
Or that's just how people perceive you?
You know what?
you
Actually, like I felt like I'm nerdy just because I like reading books. I like to get straight A's. You know what I mean? So I feel like as a nerd, like that's kind of like
Yeah.
like techie, whatever. I like computers.
Actually,
my
nerdy
dad's,
is pretty cool.
like my dad's into computers, so I love like computers. I feel like growing up, I'm like, wow, I'm really into like what my dad's into.
Yeah.
And so I would say that growing up, I thought I was like a little nerdy, but I did have a lot of white friends, and they would tell me like, Anthia, you look different. That's why we're friends with you and not friends with her. Don't hang out with her, hang out with us.
Were you ever ashamed of being Asian?
Yes. So growing up, I was always ashamed of being Asian. I think that's why some Asian girls in that environment, maybe if they grew up in like all white like communities, maybe they think that way, because I didn't know that there were other Asians. Like when people asked me, they would be like, oh, you're Asian. They wouldn't say, what type of Asian are you? And I feel like in California, I do get that a lot. So I feel like I didn't really start dating Asians until I came to California.
Oh, so back in Massachusetts, most of your boyfriends were not
Well, I had
Asian.
one boyfriend, and he was like half, like he was like, he looked
Mixed.
Spanish.
Oh, okay.
He was mixed.
So
yeah.
you only have one boyfriend in Massachusetts?
Okay, you know what? No, I had 2. I had
Two?
2, like 2 4-year relationships.
That's
Long
amazing.
time, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were both mixed,
Oh,
white,
okay.
but they weren't mixed with Asian.
So you didn't start dating Asian guys till you got out to LA.
Yeah,
Wow.
my first was in LA was Korean.
Oh, how's that make you feel when you first start dating someone who's
So
Asian?
this is the thing. I always thought that I liked like other guys, right? But then when I came to California and I saw all these Asian guys, I was like, oh my God, like, wow, I think this is what I'm into. And I love like, I always tried to like pretend to be someone else, and I like couldn't use chopsticks. But the thing is, internally, I love Asian food. And then when I came to LA and I met all these Asian people and I was like hanging out with everyone, I was like, this is where I belong. So I'm not going back. Like I don't feel like I need to go back.
Because I met you when you first moved here. Mm-hmm. Was I your first Asian you kissed?
Oh my God. Yes. No. I had an Asian boyfriend.
Before oh man, I
Wait,
was
no, you don't
almost
want.
your first.
I did a Chinese, like
Okay.
someone Chinese in my church.
I wasn't your first.
No, you
I was your
weren't
third.
first. You were like my second Asian. Yeah.
And I'm gay, so
You're gay. Yeah. But I still count that as a kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
We made out a lot.
So you learn to love yourself when you move out to LA, right?
Yes. So I feel like just where I was, like I was brought up literally in Massachusetts in like a white preppy town. It was like a D1 high school.
What would you tell these people that you see on TikTok, like all these people talking about how they don't like Asian guys? Like,
I feel like they should. It's okay that everyone has their own opinion, but I feel like it's the way that you say it. And I understand like a lot of other races like different races, not their own race. But I feel like because Asians are so
marginalized.
and
We're
I just feel like we're so like
looked down on.
not looked down on. We're so for example, I feel like white is very high up there, black is very high up there because of
representation.
Yes, representation. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, so we're lacking representation.
Yes, we're lacking representation. I feel like for a lot of like modeling, like there's not a lot of Asians being booked. There's a little bit more Asian shows coming out, but not as much as I feel like other races. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still feel like we're being like repressed a little bit.
Right. So when
in the industry,
there's lack of opportunities.
Yes.
And because there's lack of opportunities, we get dismissed.
Yes.
So when you feel like we're being dismissed, basically it's not only in job opportunities in the entertainment industry, but also in dating preferences. People's like, because a lot of people want to date for clout purposes. You know,
Yeah.
we talk
And,
about this.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's okay. You can date for whatever you want to date for. Like, no one's controlling you. But I do believe it is like rare to find, I guess, Asians that.
Yeah. Do you think it's a clout sexual thing? Like people feel like if they're dating a certain ethnicities, it's for clout sexual purposes.
So I feel like it's because we live in the Western society, and because we live in there, we want to be more like their beauty standards.
Assimilate.
And and I feel like the way that the beauty standards are, it's like, okay, it's like different beauty standards. Like they like bigger eyes, like they like to be, I think it, for me, like, I feel like I like to tan, being American. Like, I like to be out in the sun. A lot of people don't like to be out in the sun. They think it's like you're a worker. But I'm like, once it's like 100 degrees, I'll be like,
Yeah.
oil. I'll be like laying in the sun, like make me really tan, you know?
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's different beauty standards. And I feel like when I was younger and I thought about having a half white child, I was like, okay, I have really little eyes. Maybe the eyes will become bigger. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, I did feel very like repressed and
Do you feel
ashamed.
ashamed?
I felt ashamed when I was younger because all my friends are white, and imagine growing up in a white community. Like, even if you don't get bullied, like, you do feel like you're getting bullied. So I did get bullied a little bit. Someone was like, oh my God, you're Asian. Like, I remember in history class, I was like in 7th grade, we were learning about Genghis Khan or like some Asian, like we were learning about history. Yeah. And someone was like, oh my God, like Asian. And the teacher, including the teacher and all the kids in the class, laughed. And I feel like I was the only kid in the class. I was the only Asian in the class, and I was the only Asian that didn't laugh. And I feel like that really, like, that little situation really stuck with me for such a long time, until I went to LA and I realized, you know what? Like, I love being Asian. Why did I try to hide this part of me? Like, I want to show this. I want to eat Asian food whenever I want to. I want to, like, I don't care if my mom's like cooking smells to white kids. Like, I want to eat it. It's bomb. You know? Like, I feel like after I got a voice for myself, I was able to stand up for myself. And before, I didn't even have a voice for myself. So I always like was timid and I couldn't like stand up for myself because I wasn't strong enough. And I feel like now I'm officially strong enough so I can stand up for myself and actually be where I want to be.
So now you're proud of being Asian.
I am so proud of being Asian. I wouldn't want to be any other race. I love being Asian. I think it's the best race ever.
And now you love Asian men.
I love Asian men.
Now
yes.
you wouldn't mind having a full Asian baby.
Yeah, I don't mind having a full Asian baby. I want a full Asian baby. My sisters, they're dating like halfies. Like, one's dating a full white, one's dating half Taiwanese, half white. I'm full Taiwanese.
How about your brother?
My brother, I think he was dating like a Spanish girl. So, I mean, that's kind of funny because it does fit into like all different ethnicities. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I always say you could have your preference and date whoever you want, but just don't dismiss other people.
Yeah.
And don't talk down about them and talk bad about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's hurtful. But the thing is, all your boyfriends I've known have been Asian.
Yeah. Because in LA, they've all been Asian. And every one of them.
And they're hot. I met them. They're hot. Yeah, I was like, I think I flirted.
I don't know if they're hot anymore. They were.
They were. Well, I did. I think I flirted with one of them.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. He was like 6'3", I believe, and he had big muscles and arms and everything. I was like, oh, hello. Yeah, but that's really cool. And that's the thing. I noticed that a lot of times, a lot of these people on TikTok will get attacked by Asian men. But what we don't realize is everyone's going through a journey. Maybe these women at the time, they are going through that internalized racism at that time. But maybe in 3 or 4 years, they would change. You know?
Yeah. You know what? There is a topic I do kind of want to talk about. I don't want to get any backlash about it.
Yeah, of course.
So, but basically, I do feel like some women do view like dating other races as more powerful than dating a lot of Asian men, because I feel like some Asian men are timid. So I can see like sometimes when I'm with an Asian man, I've been with an Asian that was like, I need to be like the manliest in the room. And I'm like, what is your issue? Like, just like relax. And I just feel like one of our issues in that relationship was the fact that he never felt like he was manly over me. And I feel like that's why a lot of people come up to me like, oh, you date like I didn't know you liked Asians. And I'm like, no, that's like my type. I like Asians. I don't like I don't really.
Well, you know what I think that is? I know I'm a gay man and everything, but because I'm still an Asian man, I can identify the situation. I think a lot of guys, because they've been told they're not masculine enough, because they got emasculated by, media, society, history. So they're trying to overcompensate by making themselves feel more like a man to override the stereotype. So you know how when you're being judged for not being sexy or being manly enough, then they try to go all the way here. So it becomes like over the top to try to prove a point. I can relate to that, and I'll tell you how I can relate to that. So what I do is I work out every single day, 2 to 3 hours a day, because I was told I wasn't manly enough. I said, I have to have 8-pack abs. I have to watch what I eat. I have to work out because I have to prove I'm a man. I have to be very sexy in my music videos. That's why in most of my music videos, you see me with my shirt off. I'm half naked singing in the rain because I feel like I have to prove myself as an Asian man. So I have to overcompensate because of for centuries and years we're told that we're not sexy enough, that we're not a man. So even though I'm a gay Asian man, I'm still a Asian man. So I feel like I have to work twice as hard or 3 times as hard to prove myself, to be like, look, I am sexy. I'm, because the world keeps on emasculating us. And that as a Asian woman, you can see that Asian guys are treated differently.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, but you might not understand why we're behaving a certain way.
I wouldn't say all Asian men. I mean, all Asian men, but I feel like a lot of them do. A lot of Americans in general, I feel like they have a stereotype for every race.
Yeah. You know what I discover is it's an Asian American experience. Because Asians from Asia experience a different thing because they live in a homogenous country. So they're surrounded by Asians all day in Asia. So they're not used to feeling marginalized or being outcasted or being not represented. So because we are Asian Americans, we grew up here, we have so many identity crises. But I'm glad that you and I are at a place where we love ourselves. We're proud of our food. We're proud of our language.
I love our food.
And we're proud of our men and women.
Yes,
and
yes.
You know what?
I love the women and the men.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I posted something about like like how people keep on, because they always say Asian men are misogynist. It's like, but all men are misogynistic. We're living in a patriarchal world that misogyny exists. But it's interesting how Asian men gets like selected, and I said, but we're also so emasculated that and are you, when people are talking about Asian men, are they talking about Asian American men, or are they talking about Asian men from Asia? Because if you're just putting us all in the same group,
it's different.
Because that's why people always think we're a monolith. They think we're all the same, but we're not. You have to identify the two. Asian American men didn't grow up with the same experience as men from Korea or men from China.
Straight off the boat.
Yeah, it's very different. So as an Asian American, we have so much more insecurities, and we treat people differently because of our experience, because I've always been taught to open doors for women. I always been taught to pay for dinner. I always been taught to pull the chair out, open the doors, and do all these things. That's how I was raised.
Yeah.
And I still do that, even though I'm a gay man. I still do all these things because I have so much love and respect for women. You know why?
Why?
Because I love my mom.
Oh.
My mom, I get to be vulnerable with her. I'm a huge mama's boy. I respect my mom, and that's why I respect and love Asian women. And that's the thing. And I don't know if it's do you think it could be like an issue that's connected to our dads? Do you think?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Asians have daddy issues. I definitely have daddy issues.
You do?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about, or let's?
I'll touch a little bit on it. Honestly, he was just, Asian parents. They were just like abusive growing up, and I feel like I wasn't as close to my dad, I guess. So that's why I have daddy issues.
Have you ever seen your dad cry?
No. Have I? I don't think so.
Me either. I never seen my dad cry. There's this whole thing about men don't cry. We're told that boys don't cry. You can't cry. So not only me as a man, I held back my tears all my life until now as an adult. I cry all the time. People think I'm hypersensitive because I'm always crying, because I was told I couldn't cry all my life. So now as an adult, I'm always crying. I'm making up for lost times.
Crying is good for you.
Crying is healing.
You need to cry it all out.
But you know what's hard? The thing is, ever since I came out the closet, I'm always like, I don't want to go back in the closet. I want to be myself.
You don't want to go back in the closet.
I want to be
No.
myself, and I want to be authentic with my
Uh-huh.
vulnerability. So I'm
Yeah.
always vulnerable. But the problem is being vulnerable with the wrong person. Because when you're vulnerable with the wrong person, they take advantage of you.
Yes.
Letting the wrong people see your tears, then they manipulate you. They
Yes.
use it against you, and they
Yeah.
find some way to harness it, to like twist it in a certain way. To every chance they get at your weak points, they pull and they pick. And that's why it's like, we're always told to be vulnerable because we should be, but it's scary to be vulnerable with the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've discovered that I've been vulnerable with the wrong people way too many times.
Yeah.
And again, this goes back to, we do have a certain situation, growing up, with our parents, because as Asians, the one thing we do have in common a lot of times is we get beat a lot when we're kids.
Yeah, we get beat a lot.
And not to say all.
Yeah, I don't think all. But
No, but
a lot. I
there-
feel like a lot.
especially if you're first generation.
Yeah.
Because it carries over
Yes, I'm first
from.
generation.
But don't try to lift what I said and said that I say all Asian. No, I say there's many of us that experience similar experiences. Getting, I got hit with a bamboo stick.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you get hit with a bamboo stick? too?
No, I got hit with chopsticks, the rolling pin for dough, and like hangers.
I wonder what that is. It's all I know is it affected me and my relationship with my parents a lot, even till now.
I feel like it affects a lot of people. For me, it does affect me, but I feel like I learned to forgive them already because I feel like they did so much. They didn't know how to handle children. That's the only way they knew how. So from looking at that, I'm able to forgive them. I know
Right.
that I've seen a lot of comments where people are like, this is not okay. I don't talk to my parents anymore. Like, and that's their opinion. But I feel bad for my parents, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I know they gave me, like, a life. I know they wanted probably to have a life, but they had 4 kids. Being in your 20s, like, I'm in my 20s and I cannot imagine having 4 kids in my 20s. That's a lot of work. And then imagine having a house, like a family. You have to work for your children, your 4 brand new kids that are like 2 years apart. It's just like I feel for my parents. So I've already forgiven them. I understand.
You're so understanding. And
Yeah.
that's actually inspirational because a lot of us,
Yeah.
it's hard for us to find forgiveness. But
I'm
you're able-
going through personal growth right now. That's why.
Wow. Because
Yeah.
now
And-
that you say that, you're right. Because, my parents came here during the 70s. During that time, it was after the Vietnam War. There was lots of racism and prejudice against, anyone that looks Vietnamese or who is Asian. And we don't have representation back then. So we were treated really bad. And so for my parents to come over here not knowing much English, working so hard, like 2 to 3 jobs, getting less pay, being treated differently.
Yeah, getting less pay.
And then having me and my brother and raising us, I understand why, I understand the struggle
Yeah.
and why we were raised in that environment.
And that's not the case for everyone. Like, I'm sure other people maybe had it worse. Like, I mean, I feel like I had it really bad, but I feel like now that I'm an adult, I can see why. I may not understand. I see why, but it's in the past. There's no point in bringing up old things.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in talking to my parents about it. I'm
Yeah.
sure they know that.
Did they ever
feel,
told you they love you when you were a kid?
They did. My mom did a lot. My
Oh.
mom, yeah. My mom would like love bomb us, but I feel like she was she didn't really like know how to be a mom.
Yeah.
So
Well, she
but
does
I love
now.
her. I love her. Like, she's
Yeah.
the best. Yeah.
Well, no one is perfect.
Yeah.
That's the thing. No, and it made us who we are today.
Yeah.
And we fight for representation because what you're doing is representation.
Yeah.
You might not know it.
No,
but-
I'm trying to represent all the Asian women out
Baddies.
there,
All
all the
Asian
Asian baddies,
baddies, yeah.
all the Asian females. You're baddies.
Yes, and there's so many Asian men that love you and follow you because you.
Oh, I love that. I need more. I feel like I don't have a lot of Asian men following me. My DMs are filled with like other races.
But Asian men, but you.
But the Asian men, yeah,
they're coming because you left a comment on Next
they
Shark.
better come.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Oh my God, I
You-
did leave a comment on Next Shark.
Yeah, you said I love Asian men, and then they all came over
They all came over.
and they love you.
Yeah, I love that.
The thing is, when you show love, you get love.
Yeah.
That's what's really important. Is that it's important to share that love, spread that love, because you get that love in return.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't realize. I know that a lot of us as Asians, we're dealing with a lot of internalized hate and internalized racism. And a lot of times we could hate ourselves. And what happened is when you put that hate out there, you get that hate back.
Yeah.
That's why don't dismiss people, no matter what your preference is, right? And look how far you've come. You came to a point where, even though we had, like you said, daddy issues or family trauma or historical trauma, you're still able to come through and still find Asian men attractive.
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect your preference.
Yeah,
and
no. It doesn't affect my job, nothing.
No.
No. Yeah, I do find Asian men more attractive than other
You're
races.
grown. Well, you know
Yeah.
what's interesting? Cause
I am grown, yeah.
Because someone even says that to say that, isn't that racist too? Because they'll say like saying you love, saying no, because it's empowering. Because when you're saying I love Asian men, and you're basically empowering your community and your group that's marginalized, because historically there's so many proof to see, and you could pull it up on YouTube, Google it. You'll see so many people say they don't date Asian men.
Yes. Where are all the people, the videos that say that they do like Asian men?
Yeah,
I wonder.
That needs to be. We'll start with
Okay,
you.
start with me. I like Asian men.
Follow her on Instagram and TikTok. All the links will be below. She loves Asian men, and the thing is, you're attracted to men, right? You would categorize yourself as a straight individual,
yes.
right?
Yeah, I would say I'm straight.
Yeah, and so you find all types of men attractive, but
yes,
because you say you're attracted to Asian men, because the reason why you say this so loud and proudly is because you see so many people just outwardly say they're not into Asian men.
Yeah.
And that's why she's doing it. She's not saying it to be sympathetic, or she's not just saying it to try to catch an audience. She really do like Asian men.
Yeah.
And you like me.
I like you. Yeah. We keep making out.
Yeah, we keep making. I mean, all the videos. If she didn't like Asian men, she would not be making out with me. Okay, so seriously.
Yeah.
So give her a follow, give her some love, and all the links will be below. And you like that, right?
Yes.
It's like you could use all your engagement.
Yes, I could. I love the engagement.
But the thing is that I respect you because you admit it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that go, I don't care, but then all their action shows they want the engagement, that they want the clout, or they want the followers, but then they don't admit. But when you own it, you can't say anything about it.
Yeah, I do like the engagement. It does give me a good rush.
Boost.
Yeah, a boost.
Yeah.
So when I don't post for a while, I'm like, but I feel like it happens to everybody.
So because you like the engagement, I'm going to ask you something personal too. So what if you don't get good engagement? Let's say no one comments. Do you beat yourself up over, or do you feel depressed about it?
Low key, I just delete the picture. And then I just post it another time. Because it's all about timing. And it's about your hashtags. And at the same time, I like to do TikTok videos so it reaches my other audience, and then do a story on my other platform. It's just like you have to...
you repurpose it.
Yes.
At a different time.
Yes.
So what if that does bad again? You take it down again?
Well, if it's approved, then I have no choice than to leave it up.
It's like, whatever.
Then I'm like, whatever. And then I try to post what I know what my followers were like, what I know will get a good engagement. Like...
That's so funny. Well, you know what? When you left that comment that said, I love Asian men, you got a lot of likes.
I know, I got a lot of likes there. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. But you know what? I feel like on my page, I know whenever I post beauty, I'm going to get like less than 10K likes. So whenever, but
when
the
you
thing
say
is,
beauty, what do you mean, like a makeup shot?
like so I try to like separate my shots, like bikini, like paid stuff, but then also beauty, just my face, because I feel like it makes me look more professional. So I don't mind that it gets like no likes, because it keeps me very professional. I think it makes my page look better.
Okay, wait a second. So you're saying when you post your sexy body, the engagement is higher.
Yes.
So when you post only your face in a beauty shot,
it's way lower.
That's
way
so
lower.
interesting, because back in the day,
and I hashtag, I post other videos, I tell them to go to my page, and it still does like
back
not
in
as
2014, 15, 16, people love like the makeup shots.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like maybe my fan base isn't
like that.
Yeah, and I think I can grow more of it if I post more of it.
There's this one time I posted one of your videos of you walking, being sexy with your hair, and all
that was a sexy video.
Yeah, do you remember? And
yes.
I don't know you read the comments, but the comment goes, "What's this got to do with the hair?"
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get an after shot of you because you left already.
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, I did your hair, but I couldn't get an after shot, so I wanted you to send me a video." Of you.
I sent a good video.
A good video.
A really nice video. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess because you show your whole body, everyone's like, "What's this about?"
Yeah, because my butt was like walking, and my hair was like the top half of the video.
I know. It's just like all they see is like your body.
My butt. Yeah.
So would you ever want to be a parent? You're not there yet?
I do, but only if I can find like a husband that I'm like willing to have a kid with. If I don't, then I'm not going to have a kid because I don't want to be a single mother.
So that's not like one of your dreams. Like I want to be a mom. Growing
No,
up.
that's not one. No,
Yeah.
my dream is to literally like be a worker.
Yeah.
I mean,
be a worker.
I mean, I don't know. Like when I was
a content creator.
like that's not my dream. My dream was actually.
Do you mean like
literally be a worker?
Is it be a worker?
I just
what's a worker?
I just wanted to make my own money and deal with my own finances without anyone else having like anything. Yeah,
like a lady boss.
Yeah, I want to be a boss lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I was younger. I just wanted to make money and be a boss.
You know, society always pressured people like, oh, you gotta have, you gotta get married, have kids, white picket fence. There's this pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that pressure too from society and family?
So yes, I feel like with some friends and family, I do feel that pressure. But if I were like alone, I feel like I wouldn't feel the pressure because I'm very happy with where I am. And I feel like what I'm doing is good. I can't rush anything and I can't like tell the future. So I can have like a plan, but I feel like for a family that's in God's hands and like it'll happen. Like if I get married, then I get married. If I, don't, then I do want to get married though. I do, but I'm not going to be pressed about it if the right person doesn't come along. I'm not going to pick the wrong person because growing up, I feel like your parents really mean like they really shape how you become as an adult and a person, even though a lot of people are like, hey, like it's in the past, move on, like you have to work on yourself now. Like that is true, but not everyone knows that like your past, even the way that you were carried as a baby, that affects how you act now, like as an adult.
Well, our past make us who we are.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be a dad. I want to have kids. Of course, it's harder for me because I'm a gay man, and
do you think you would adopt or do you think you would do?
But there's lots of challenges. A lot of people want to look at, they'll look at your homes, where you live, are you fitting as parents? And also because we are marginalized group, your child's going to face a lot of
backlash and bullying. Probably,
yeah, as gay men. So there's a challenge there too. But of course, I do want to be a dad. I'm 42 now. So I was like, oh, is it too late? Or am I going to be a cool dad if I wait too long? So, and honestly, I see like some of my friends have kids. I was like, well, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I don't know if I have the time or if I can commit to that, but there's a part of me that wants to leave that legacy. And what's interesting was when I was on a reality show, that was my story. I was wanting to have kids and get a surrogate, but they cut those scenes out with me and my husband having that conversation. And it was basically us looking for someone to donate their eggs.
I remember you asked me, you're like, would you donate your egg?
I asked you that?
Yeah, I think I said yes.
You really?
Yeah, I think I did.
It's painful though, I heard. I mean, I don't...
Oh yeah, I heard that freezing your eggs is very painful.
But you wouldn't mind giving your egg
Yeah,
to
you
me?
can have an egg to make a baby, yeah. I would love a guy Tang Anthia baby.
Oh!
But honestly, I wouldn't really want to take care. I feel like, unless I'm ready, but I feel like I would eventually be like, oh, I'm your mother. But I feel like if you need an egg, I would be down to give you my egg.
Okay, so we have kids.
Okay.
Okay, like your egg and my sperm.
Okay.
Would you want to be part of the child's life, even though it's for me and my husband? Would you want to be part of the life of the child, or would you be like, I don't want to be acknowledged? I mean, what are your stance with that?
I don't really know. I don't know. I feel like maybe I would want to be part of their life, but not like annoyingly.
Right.
Like I'm gonna let you, as parents, do what you think is best. I would only help you if you, let's say, like no one wants to donate, and like if you really need help. I feel like you guys are good parents. You guys live in a good place, so I wouldn't mind sharing my egg. Because
this is your egg, you would feel personally so connected. Do you feel like you could detach yourself from the egg, you think?
I feel like if I'm not carrying it, I'm not going to be as attached to it. And right now I know I'm not ready to have kids. That's why I'm so open in being like, you can have my egg, because I haven't really thought that far yet. Even though I am in my higher 20s, I'm not like thinking about, because it's
not your dream to be a mother, you mean?
Yeah, right? I mean, I do want to be a mother. It's just I'm
not
married. I'm not married. I want to be married before I have a kid. Like, I'll think about it after I get married.
So you might change your mind
yes.
if I wait too long. But you heard it
I
here.
don't know. I haven't really thought that far.
But you heard it here first. She said she would.
Yeah, I
So,
would. I remember you asked me before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's hard to ask people this because you don't want to seem awkward, but
yeah.
you think about it. You want to. I want to have it, but I'm scared, and I don't. You don't know who to ask.
Yeah, I feel like I don't mind helping you out. And why not?
Well, if you need my sperm ever,
I don't want to be a single parent.
yeah, if
It's hard.
yeah, that's true.
It's hard.
But if ever the situation that something happens and you need it, I'm here for you too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Are you just saying that?
I don't think because I don't want to be a single parent.
Yeah.
One of my friends wrote an article about how like pregnancy was like the worst
you know,
experience she's had in her life.
I there's this Facebook group where there are lesbian couples that are looking for sperms, and so they're on there. Someone told me to join because I could actually donate my sperm to people who want to have kids.
Would you do that?
Yeah, I would because I want to have kids, but if they want me to be connected or not, it doesn't really matter. But I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it for someone I don't know, but I would do it for someone I'm close to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And the question
we would make a power baby.
Oh my god, I would love our baby.
Our genes.
We'll
Full Asian baby. Taiwanese, Chinese, Vietnamese.
And boba came from Taiwan, right?
Oh my god, boba came from Taiwan?
Isn't that where boba came from? Should we Google this? Where's my phone? Where's my phone?
Oh, boba did. Oh, boba. Oh, I thought you meant your dog, Boba.
Well, no, I meant like the actual boba.
Yeah, I think boba did come from Taiwan.
Let's Google it. Let's find out.
Boba is a Taiwanese thing.
Did boba came from Taiwan? Let's search. Let's see what the origin of bubble tea. Where do the roots lie? Bubble tea, also known as boba drink, pearl tea drink, or boba tea, originally in Taiwan.
Taiwan.
It came from Taiwan in the
crazy.
1980s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoever made it is smart.
Well, the owner of the tea store name is Tang. Oh,
Tang! Guy Tang.
First came up with the idea of serving tea cold in the early 1980s. So it started in 1980s.
Wow.
In Taiwan.
That's like recent.
Yeah.
Like 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Less.
That's pretty cool.
Wow, that's really cool.
Now, have you been to
From your ancestor.
Yeah, have you been to Taiwan?
I have, yeah.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I love it. I haven't been back recently, but I need to. I want to.
I've been there once for a hair show, and it was such a great experience.
Yeah, I love Taiwan.
Yeah, I honestly love traveling to Asia.
Me too.
The people are so kind, so nice.
I love speaking like in Chinese.
Yeah, you do?
I love speaking Chinese, yes.
I personally feel like it's sexy, right?
Yeah.
But you know how like people tend to make fun of our language?
Yeah.
But they have no idea how sexy we can sound.
Yeah, we can sound sexy.
Like,
I think.
how do you say something sexy? Let's see, like, 你好.
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 你在做什么?
Ooh.
That's what are you doing?
我爱你.
我也爱你.
Boba.
Boba.
我很好.
我很喜欢 boba.
Oh. See, it's all how you say. You have to like get closer to the mic.
And like say.
你好吗？我爱你。谢谢你的爱。
谢谢你的爱。
Oh, did you ever love Coco Lee, the singer?
I don't know Coco Lee.
You don't know Coco Lee?
No.
She made so many
Well,
albums
growing up, my parents like never let me watch TV or like listen to a lot of music. I listened to like Evanescence, like something like not sexy at all. Like we couldn't listen to Britney Spears; she was too sexy.
Oh, Britney Spears is considered too sexy.
Yes,
Yeah,
like her album cover was like not it for my mom.
Coco Lee was a blonde Asian singer. She's I believe she has many albums that she launched in Taiwan. She lived in San Francisco and she passed recently, but she was one of my favorite artists, and she's a very beautiful Asian woman. So do you ever feel outcasted by the Asian community growing up at all? Do you ever feel like you want to fit in?
You know what, a little bit, but that also could have been because of my actions as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Holding accountability. We love a accounted queen.
Yes, accounted queen.
We have an accounted queen here. That's very attractive, that when you hold yourself accountable and take ownership of your actions, that's very attractive because you acknowledge that you're part of,
Yeah.
whatever issue it is. Because there are things that I take accounted. What's it?
Accountability.
Okay, thank you. There are things I take accountability for, because I'll be the first to apologize.
Yeah.
People around me knows that if I was acting like a bitch or an ass, I would apologize and I would acknowledge it, because because some people are so prideful, they don't want to apologize for something they did wrong. But to me, there's something so attractive about taking accountability. Thank you for taking accountability of your actions. So what is it that you did that you feel that was accounted for?
So I feel like I went to an all Asian church, and I feel like maybe I wasn't as close to like the other Asian girls, or maybe the Asian girls at my school, probably because I was so absorbed in making white friends or doing other activities that I wasn't like as into the friendships, I guess. I don't know. I guess I didn't really put them as a priority.
Yeah.
My Asian friendships. So I did have some Asian friendships, but I definitely was a brat when I was younger.
But when we were younger and you live in a place that doesn't have that many Asians, and you're just wanting to fit in at a young age, that was a form of survival. And that's why it's important that we shouldn't be shamed for our past. A lot of people try to shame you for like something you did 20 years ago. But because you're growing up, you're trying to assimilate, you're trying to survive. You would say things that you might regret. You do things that you might regret because you're trying to survive, and you just want to be accepted. But that's also your journey to finding yourself. And sometimes when you start to acknowledge and take accountability for, being a self-hating person or whatever, you grow and you move forward being a better person like you are now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because now you're just here being loud and proud all over Instagram saying you love Asian men.
I know.
It's so crazy that for you to say that out loud is considered activism. For you to say you love Asian men,
I felt like I needed to say that I like Asians because there was so many girls saying that they don't like Asians that I didn't really see anyone saying that they do. And I feel like right now I'm like kind of hot. So like it's like very powerful when I'm like a hot girl that's confident.
You're not kind of hot. You are. You're hot. It's okay.
I'm trying to be like a little humble, but I mean, what is hot anyways? Everyone has their own opinion.
Hot could be a lot of things. Hot could be whatever's hot to you. Like some.
You're hot.
Oh, thank you. But I didn't always feel like I'm hot.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I felt like I didn't look good enough. That's why I work out 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And I still do because I feel like I have so much to prove. Do you feel like that way too? Do you feel like you have to be more and more extra?
I feel like now I don't really care anymore, but I do like to maintain. Like I do go to the gym a lot, like 4 times a week. I try to be healthy here and there. Like I'm trying to look good. I feel like for my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people are under pressure, so I feel like I have less pressure compared to other people.
Look at that. Another accountant.
Oh my God.
I'll call you accountant queen.
Honestly, it's because I'm reading this book, and I feel like it's teaching me a lot. It's by Oprah Winfrey.
Oh.
What happened to you? It's about trauma.
Oh,
I'm reading it. I'm in like the middle of it.
Okay, so what have you learned from this book?
Oh, a lot. Like I feel like I act the way that I act because of specific things that happened when I was younger. Like I feel like I just learn a lot of things like about personal growth from that book, trauma and how to get over it. And
I want to know, what is your biggest
insecurity?
Yeah. Okay, I'll repeat that because
wow. I have a lot.
Okay, I'll repeat that. I want to know, what is your biggest insecurity?
A relationship.
You're insecure of being in relationships?
I feel like, yeah.
Oh.
Because I feel like I've been in such horrible relationships. Not horrible, but I feel like I've been in a lot of abusive, verbally and physical, including with my parents, that a lot of so I feel like it stemmed from my family. So I feel like I'm very insecure. Like I'm scared to, you know? Like, I'm scared to be in a relationship and push someone away. That's like my insecurity.
So it seems like this could be any relationship, like a friendship even.
It could be a friendship. It could be, I feel like when someone gets too close to me, I get like, and that's why, you know what, I do like to keep my friend group really small. And yeah, I mean, physically insecure, I feel like,
Do you feel that way about me when we first became friends? Were you insecure that?
so no, with you, I didn't feel insecure because I felt like your heart was pure. Because when I first met you, you did a lot of things for me and you did a lot of things to help me. And I saw that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I didn't even know I was doing it. I was doing it just because that's who I am.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to make
And
sure
I
you
felt
feel
like
comfortable.
throughout the years, like maybe like a little bit, I did feel a little insecure, but we weren't that close. And I felt like as we became better and better friends, like the insecureness went away between us. Like I feel like I trust you now because now
Oh.
instead of insecurity, I have trust for you. I don't think that you're gonna go talk behind my back. I don't think that you're gonna go like say, oh, you know what? Like I feel like I feel like you also grew so much.
Yeah.
You're mature, intelligent.
So you have felt at one point a little bit of insecurity with our friendship.
Like a little bit, but I feel like we weren't that close.
Yeah. What was it? Could you tell me?
I'm like trying to think.
Or is it
I
too,
don't really- I
too
don't-
vulnerable to speak on the podcast? Because I
feel
didn't even know
like-
about this.
No, I feel like with you, not that much like insecure with like other people. I just felt like I didn't have like the full trust for you that I have.
Oh,
I do now.
you're afraid that because you've been hurt in the past that I could betray you or I could.
I feel like a lot of people in the industry betray you, and I've been betrayed by so many people in the industry. I didn't, even though you were so nice to me, I didn't know what to like think of you because
What
you
the
were.
motives were.
Yes, I didn't know what the motive was. Exactly. You were so kind, so nice, too nice even, too kind that I was like, wait, why is he not accepting, like, it doesn't seem like you wanted to accept my, like, anything from me. But actually, after getting to know you for so long, it's just completely opposite. It's just what I thought in my head from seeing you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like take advantage of you, like wanting something in return.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
other, yeah.
Like there's a hidden agenda
Yeah.
or motive.
Yeah, what's the motive? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Especially living in Hollywood, everyone it seems like it, doesn't it? Like everyone's friends with you with a hidden agenda.
Yes.
They want
A
something.
lot of people are.
Especially if you have a certain following or certain, I don't know, connection. Then they want something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't want anything from you. You know,
Yeah. I
just-
love that.
I wanted to have good friends and
Yeah.
be around good people.
I'm so glad that our friendship's like growing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I mean,
It's hard to find true friendship.
you've done so much for me. You know, I felt
Mm.
like you played such a huge role.
But I feel like you've done a lot for me too. Like you saw that I needed jobs. You booked me for a lot of your music videos. I thought that was so sweet. Yeah.
And I know you went out of your way and you, I don't know. So I was like, what can I do for you? You know, so that's why.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
then here we
It's
are.
hard. Yeah. You're such a good person.
Well, first of all, you never took advantage of me.
Oh, yeah.
You never
no.
took advantage of me.
You
And-
never took advantage of me either.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you always pay me for my services.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it says a lot about you too, is because you understand what that's like.
Yeah.
It's like, here, let me make sure you get paid.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to.
I know what that's like. Yeah.
Yeah, so because a lot of influencers like to take advantage
Yeah.
of
And
their.
I feel like you should support your friends.
Because as you've seen influencers where they expect all their friends to do things for free,
Mm-hmm,
right? You've never done that. You've always been like, no, I appreciate your time. You're working.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay you.
Yeah.
And that sets a great example for other people to not have this expectation of always expecting things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully you can influence other influencers with that and being a good person, because a lot of people just feel entitled to free stuff. And I get it, you know, because if you promote something or tag someone, then they're benefiting from you. But if this person is your friend,
Yeah.
then you want to support their business.
Exactly.
Or want to,
No one wants to do anything for free.
yeah.
Unless you're learning, then
Yeah.
then it's okay if you're learning. But
Yeah.
besides that, I feel like for any service, anything, it should be paid unless it's like a good trade off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like some huge major shout out type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, because it's about respect.
It's about respect. Yeah.
Yeah, and having that, you know, not taking advantage of people who are spending 5 or 6 hours on you. So I
yeah,
appreciate
exactly.
that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say? But here we are, years later. Because you remember when you were in my chair and then we were looking back, we're like, wait, it's been 5 years since I've known you? But it felt like yesterday when we first met. How did it just pass by so quick?
You changed my hair so much.
So many times. We did light brown.
The other blonde.
The darker blonde.
The darker blonde.
The lighter blonde.
Yeah. The lighter blonde.
Yeah. I'm really proud of that music video because it was so beautiful and it actually represented that story that happened. So for those of you who are loving my music, Superpower is actually the first one that has you in it,
yes.
Anthia. And it shows that breakup and when I let you go to set you free. Because love is about letting someone be free, not holding them back. So I set you free. So it's like a mutual thing. It's like when you love someone, sometimes you have to let them go.
Yeah.
Right. But then I want to let people know why we have this tug of war. So I had to tell a prequel story, which was Midnight. So it's a prequel to Superpower. So Midnight tells a story of us back in high school because you played my high school sweetheart who I've been with for 10 years.
Yeah.
And because I was living a lie my whole life and I never told you the truth. And I was trying to fit in and survive in high school.
Yeah.
And then we're finally able to lead up to my latest music video, which is called Learn to Love. Right? So Learn to Love, I want to tell a fairy tale story about, being authentic to yourself because it's fast forward to when we finally, we're living together.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a in between the prequel. So Learn to Love would be before Superpower, but it's after Midnight. But we filmed it not in chronological order. No. So it would be Midnight, Learn to Love, and then Superpower. But we filmed it backwards.
I'm excited for it to come out.
I can't wait for you to see it.
I can't wait.
I mean, you saw a little clip of it when we were doing your makeup. And you saw like how beautiful it is. But thank you for being a part of my life.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And if you're gonna follow Anthia, all her links are below. Give her some love. Show her some love. And also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and all the links will be below. Check out my music and all the music video that Anthia's in.
Yeah.
And she loves Asian men.
I love you guys.
Thank you. And do you want to eat? Do you have time to eat?
Yeah,
you have something scheduled.
Oh, yeah, I have an event.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Yes. You're busy. You're a boss lady.
Damn, I wish we could.
Yeah, I was wanting to take you out to celebrate this podcast, but that's okay. You're busy.
Let's celebrate next week.
Okay, you're too busy being a boss lady. She got places to be in LA. Subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye.